Live now. Got the Mitsubishi Mirage. This is my first brand new car. I worked at a dealership over the years for over 26 years, but it's got a tire repair that's needed. Nail or something in the tire. And we're going to fix it ourselves, hopefully. So here's a tire. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to get the impact gun. We get the aftermarket wheel cover off. And we're going to start fixing a tire. We're going to do a tire repair. So comment below if you can see this. I got 0 people liking so far, so we'll see how it goes. But here we go. So I wish the camera followed me, because it doesn't, but it should. It would be nice. I just got a regular tripod there, so bear with me. We're taking that into consideration. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. I'm not bothering you. Graybeard was worried that I was going to touch him, but I'm not touching him. So here we go. See if I can get the floor jack in the right spot to jack this thing up. So basically, if anyone's watching, this tire has been giving me a low tire pressure light. I keep having to fill it up. Last time was pretty, I don't know, a little 30 psi. So I hate this hybrid brake jack. But we're gonna fix it ourselves, hopefully. Hopefully I find a leak in this tire, which I assume I will. And I'll check comments as we go. So far, 0 people watching me. But last time Timmy did this to me too. So got a jack stand under there for good measure, just in case. We'll get the tire off now, and we'll air it up and check the leaks. Hopefully we'll find it in short order. We'll be able to use a tire plug kit on it. Don't know what size it is. I haven't worked on this car at all since I got it brand new last year. My first brand new car. And why am I fixing it instead of taking it into the dealership? Because tire repairs and tires are generally not covered under warranty. We got one person watching, Lewis Hankins. Thanks for stopping in. Tell me where you're from. Put a 1 in chat if it's your first time here. Normally I'm working on my Lambo project, but this is something different to try. My channel is basically, custom car building with my Lambo midlife crisis. And just stick around, I'll show you that. But this particular thing is for, this tire keeps going low. I believe there's something in the tire. We're going to find that out here shortly. And if my wife gets home, I'm going to shut the live stream down because she's not about being on camera or anything like that. But she should be working late. Man, I don't know if you can see how much salt gets on even the lug nuts. Look at how. This is literally 1 year so far, not even that long in the salt. Look at how corroded those lug nuts are already. Unbelievable. Happy Monday to you. Who is it? DBBB? Hopefully I'm saying that right. We got 19 people here. 1 like. The likes are free. Thanks for clicking like, whoever did. I appreciate that. We had yesterday I had a live stream on the Lambo project. Let me show you what the Lambo looks like. It's over there. You can barely see the top of it. We'll get back on that. We're building my custom Lambo as a midlife crisis project. And that's been getting a lot of attention. So if you're into cars, car building, car repair, you've come to the right place. You know, we're not pretentious here. We're not holier than thou. We make real world fixes on real world cars. That is a real world Lambo. I will take you and show you that later if you stick around. But this tire in particular got, I don't know, 5,000, 8,000 miles on it. and it's been losing air, where I have to put air in it every, you have to put air in this thing like every week. So let me wash this off and check for leaks here. Hopefully you can see this. I'll try to bring you down here to show you where I find the leak, if I find the leak. We might have to add some air. I gotta get more water for sure. Or turn the water on a little bit. And then we'll water this tire down and check for leaks. I already tightened the valve stem, so I don't think it's that. And of course I'm wearing shorts in Buffalo in the middle of winter because I got a heated garage and I pretend like the snow is sand. I know some places in the world are nice and warm. That's not here right now today, especially today. It was like 24 degrees. We just had a nice thaw the last few days. It was like 40, maybe 45, and we're back to the cold weather again. There's a spare tire for the Infinity M30. Ooh, I see something. I think I already found it. Let me spray that real quick. And then I'll show you. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. It's probably a piece of sheet metal from the Lambo project. I'm using the Greets, whatever, garage stuff. Well, I'm gonna bet money that that's what's leaking on this. Don't know what it is. All right, I'm gonna bring. I'll take you for a quick tour of the garage. Seeing you guys are hanging out with me, doing a tire repair. Who's here? Who did I miss? DBDB. Yalen Lopez. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Mohammed Ishida? I apologize. I can barely read at this point. Ever change a starter on a 5.6 Nissan? Yes, I have it on my channel. It's a 5.6 out of an Infinity QX56 under the intake. Yes. Go Bills, yes. The Bills are going to be one of my pall bearing team. So I got the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Bills, and the parts department so that they can let me down one last time after I die too, because that's just par for the course. But let me show you what we got here. All right. I'm going to flip you around. There we go. There's my snap-on welder. I'll show you what I think is the leak in my tire. There's that 37 Oldsmobile engine that I got running after. The last time this ran before I got it running last year was 1969, the week, approximately the week that man went on the moon. We got that running again after 55 years, so you have that. But I'm trying to fix a tire leak, and if you see that right there, I don't know what that is, but I'm betting money that that's what's leaking on this tire that I have to fill up every week. You know, I have a lot of pieces of sheet metal around the garage. I'm sure I kicked or picked something up there. We'll get it. Let me show you. Let me take you a quick tour of the Lambo project. We're not working on that today. Here is my midlife crisis project. Now, if anyone that's watching can guess what that car is accurately, I don't know. I'll put you on my channel page post as guessing correctly, but it doesn't count if you've been here before. But if it's your first time here, click on one in the chat. Please like and subscribe. That helps the channel out. This is my Lambo project. It is not a real Lamborghini, but tell me what you think it's based off of. Wow, we're up to 8 likes already. Thank you very much, guys. This is a car from the factory. Came with a 115-inch wheelbase, and now it has I believe it's a 106-inch wheelbase now. I did math a while back, but I cut the frame where the factory frame rails run There is a rear frame hoop. I cut the factory weld, separated the car into 3 big pieces, which was the front half. The back tub, I unbolted that from the body, from the frame, and then I cut the frame rails that went back where it was welded from the factory, shortened it by about 10 inches, and then jigged it back together. It's not a Fiero, no. Good guess, though. Somebody else guessed that the other day. But I'll give you a hint. It's a full frame vehicle with a V8. That's what I'll give you to start. Full frame vehicle. Everyone pretty much has seen one of these cars, what it's based off of. Almost everyone. Some have ridden in these cars. But this is my custom. I obviously rebodied the car. These are all, there's no kit. It's not based off of a real Lambo. It's Lamborghini-esque, so that it's not a bad copy. Okay, you're getting closer with the 96 Mustang. It's not a Cayman. It is, however, the tires are takeoffs off of, they're Pirelli P0s off of a 911. So that's that. It's not a Camaro. Not a Camaro. I don't know what kind of hints I can give you on this. Obviously, we got to repair a tire before my wife gets home because she doesn't like the camera thing. Hi, Graybeard. That's Graybeard, the feral cat that lives in the garage with the other resident cat. So here is the steering wheel. Can you see that? Steering wheel is a hint, big hint. Like I said, most everybody has seen this car if you're in the United States or Canada. Seen a car like it, I should say. And some have ridden in them. But Smokey in the Pan, yeah. Dodge Dart is incorrect. Dodge Dart is incorrect. Ford Gremlin. Well, that's an interesting combination. Seeing AMC made the Gremlin. It's well, you got a part of the car right. I'm going to give you. This is not the car I chose off of. See this red? Anything that's red is off of a Ford Probe. This was a 4-door car, and I made it a 2-door car by cutting the doors and door frames off of a Ford Probe. It's named after royalty. William, have you been here before? It is named after royalty. I rebodied it. It's not a Ford Taurus, but you're getting closer. You are getting closer. It is a Ford product. It is a Ford product. We got 46 people here. It is a Crown Vic. Man, BX8WL. I'm going to put you, hold on. I'm hoping I can do a screenshot of this. I did. So, you guessed correctly. I'm going to post your name on my wall for the channel for the week as being the correct guesser. It is a Crown Vic. This is an ex-Buffalo police car. I'll show you under the hood, which I've been working on. I've been working on these edges of the hood to get these straight. I got hand-laid carbon fiber headlight buckets with projector beams and LED accent lighting and turn signals and all that. But let's show you under the hood. This is a retired Buffalo police car. It was retired. I think the kid I bought it from was going to turn it into a derby car, but because he started doing things to it, like putting a rod for a shifter and all kinds of stuff, saying that the column shift was broke. But the 4.6 ex-Buffalo police car. I don't know if you can see how wide those front tires are, but they are really wide. 295, like 30s. 295, 30 Pirelli P0s, brand new wheels that fit the Ford Crown Vic and have the offset we needed. Did you? Outdoor survival. Hold on, let me copy this. Outdoor survival, I'll put you honorable mention on the page. If you said that way back when. See, this is what I got. And BX Ford Gremlin, not a Crown Vic. Camaro. I don't know. I'll put you on as honorable mention too. I'll put both of your names on. I don't know. I don't see the comment where you said Crown Vic, but it is what it is. I appreciate you guys hanging out and checking it out. This is what I've been building on the channel. As the last few days, I've been posting live streams on it, but this has gained a lot of attention as of late. I have a full-length video on my channel that goes through the build process of how I got to this point, except it doesn't show how I built the front end and why I built it. I just got these LED marker lights. I got it finished doing body work in here, but I got polycarbonate lenses to put over the top of the custom hand-laid carbon fiber. First time I ever worked with carbon fiber and epoxy. Still have to do the venting and then have to put the lenses on. Once the body work is all finalized around the headlights, so I can get that pretty precise. You know, it's not a real Lambo, but we want it to look the part. So that's that. Now let's go over to the project at hand. First, we need some wire cutters. We'll use these. These look like good wire cutters for the job. Then we need to look, I've been organizing my toolbox. My tools never look like this in my entire life, but I was bored and started doing videos of organizing the toolbox because it was in need. I've had those set of screwdrivers, snap-on screwdrivers, for 30 plus years. And they're always a pry bar. I don't care what they say on the handle. So, whoa, what was that? I saw something flash across the screen. Was that a gift? Did I see a gift sent? Well, I've never had anyone give me anything on live stream. We're at 19 likes already. Would you believe that? This vertical lives have been really good for the channel. Now, I've already lost the spot where the piece of metal is. There it is. So if you can see that piece of metal there, I don't know if I can do this one-handed. So bear with me. I do have a, whoops, orientation that's yelling at me. Okay, so we're going to try to get this. Oh yeah, it's leaking. I can hear it. That looks like a nail, don't it? Let me put my safety glasses on, so to speak. You guys ever watch a tire repair live? Man, that's long. Okay. Well, that's our hole. Oh, man. I didn't bring the right tool over here. Hold on. We got to get the reamer so we can ream this hole out and fix it. There we go. That'll do it. Sorry. I might have to put you on the, so that's our hole here. I'm going to put you up here. We're going to change the rotation of this. Bear with me. Sorry. Sorry. We're going to do it like this because I can't work holding the camera and plugging that tire. Hold on, bear with me. Sorry, guys. You can see the tire there. We're gonna ream the hole, put a plug in it as best I can on the camera here. Okay, the reamer is in. Let me get my gloves on. First time I've ever plug the tire with 75 people watching, so that's cool. Thanks for being here with us. Put a 1 in chat if you've never been here before, it's your first time. Put a 2 if you sub to the channel and watch me build that midlife crisis project of mine. I got this old tire rope kit. I'll show you. I'll bring it to the camera. We got the reamer in there. This is a tire plug kit. It's an old one, but still works. We got to feed that through. I'll need the, yeah, you know, hard to do this one-handed here. Oh, we got a lot. Brian's first time here. DX, thank you. What model vehicle are you working on? I'm working on my brand new, first new car, Mitsubishi Mirage. Laugh at it as you will. This is my other supercar. My other supercar I just showed everyone is over there. That's my Lambo project. But I worked at a dealership for 26 years. Never owned a new car. I guess because I worked in the service department, I was always jaded by new cars breaking like every day and listening to people, you know, I wouldn't say cry about their new car breaking, but I'm a realist. It's a machine, they break. This car is under warranty, not for a tire repair though. So I don't have to work on it. It's got, you know, it's a commuter car. I'll show you the nail that came onto this thing too. Pretty significant. And I've been riding on it for at least a month. Can you see that? Try not to drop it so I don't run it over again with another tire, but that will puncture a tire and then some. So we found the leak. So hopefully the tire plug that I'm putting in is going to, yeah, it could be careless roofers. I once ran over the end of a roll of a roofing, you know, coil, how they go in a nail gun for a roofing. I have a roofing nail gun. It dropped off a truck and I ran it over square and there's no way I was going to plug it. Plus it was half balled anyway. So it would have required like 10 plugs to plug the 10 nails that went into the tire simultaneously. Kind of funny. I thought anyways, but I do this without really thinking about it anymore. Kind of, you know, when you do this, I've been working on cars for at least 35 years. Probably longer, I don't know. I was probably 11 when I first did anything on a car, like a tire rotation. Probably did it at 11 years old. So I'm kind of used to working on cars. Now, if I can just get this tire plug through for the kit, I'm doing this live. I usually just, this is an old tire plug, so hopefully, I'm not above putting a screw in there with some sealant. I've had to do that before in a bind. And it will seal for a while. But hopefully we can just get this tire plug through here. And then I'll be able to hopefully jam that in the tire and plug the tire. But said I've never done this live before. You would think 44 people watching, 31 likes. I can't believe. Thank you. Thank you. And I got a gift. First gift ever. I wish I lost the, I don't know if it'll save who gave me the gift. I also offered up the first time I ever got a super chat. That was going to be a post on my wall because I've never gotten a super chat with all my live streams and whatnot. I'm not one to really ask for that. I just, you know, it's kind of amazing when people are generous like that. Somebody suggested, oh, you know, I'll help fund your Lambo project. I'm like, I think my wife would be more receptive to me spending money on it if I said, well, you know, I got a donation for that. I don't know. I doubt she would be. Don't marry an accountant if you want our car guy, because, you know, there's no such thing as, you know, speed products without the wife knowing She knows every penny I spend. It's just the way it goes. 34 likes. Thank you so much, guys. That helps a lot. That helps the algorithm, and it helps a lot of people join. Sent 100. What? That's the first gift I've ever gotten. I don't know what that means. Like 100 points gem or something? I don't know. I appreciate that greatly. That's amazing. So, all right, that took that long. It's going to take longer to get the tire plug through this old tool than it will to hopefully plug the tire. And let's hope that I can get it to go through now. So, let's hope. Now, one of my coworkers had to plug the tire out of his car last week, and this tire plug kit still worked. So hopefully this still works. Okay, we're going to need more air in the tire to allow the tire plug to go in, because when the tire gets low, it's a lot harder to plug the tire. So let me get my air chuck. Did everyone see the Lambo project that I'm working on, my midlife crisis project? So we got support and respect, 100 pesos? I'll take it. I don't care what it is. Ooh, 300ZX Nissan. I like that. I saved my, I wouldn't say saved, but I got my buddy's Datsun 280ZX running after 26 years. I posted a video on the channel, a couple of them. It's pretty cool. I like saving old cars. I like getting things running. I haven't been running a long time. Right now in the driveway and on the channel, I got a Infiniti M30 convertible. Pretty rare. Datsun Z, yeah, it's in the 80s though, not the 70s. My neighbor growing up had a 70, early 70s Z, and I wasn't a fan then. I liked muscle cars, but now I appreciate them much more. Now I appreciate them much more. I'll add some air to this tire. Hopefully, oh, that's not good. My chair setup is moving around. Hopefully it doesn't shoot the plug out, because we got, so I've been running at like 39 PSI. It was down to below 20, so that doesn't help getting the tire plug in there. There, we're at 41 now. That should get us where we need to be. Hopefully I don't knock all that stuff over. Let me grab, I don't know, I'm like a rookie now. These tire plugs are old, and it's not going in the way I was expecting it. Don't have anything for lube either, so. I think this is probably not the right stuff to use, but ATF, that might help get it to go in. All right, let me grab a hammer, because this is just not. fighting me. I don't know if tire plugs have an expiration, but well, it could be expired, I guess. We got the tool bend in here now. Uh-oh. Houston, we got a problem. Let's give it a little more air, see if that helps us. Wow, it's the most I've ever struggled with a tire plug, but that's okay. Try this. All right, we're gonna have to bring it out further, I guess. Where do I put my tire ring? I'll throw the tire back up again. You guys, I hope you guys got a good laugh out of this because I've never had a tire repair quite me this much. But then again, I've never used a tire repair kit from like a decade ago, so we'll have that. Another thing we're going to do, I'll see if I have any lubricant of some sort. Now if you are invested in it and watching, you know, you're either going to see me fail or this is going to work. So it should be interesting either way. I'm looking for something to get this thing to go in. Bear with me. I'm going to try a wheel bearing. They said I've never done that before. What could possibly go wrong? Right? What could possibly go wrong? Bear with me. Okay. Here we go. You ready? If you're still there, apologize. We're going to see. We're going to pull that out. Can you see all right here? I'll come as close as I can. This is where it all goes bad. Ready? Okay, well, it's in there. I don't know how good it's in there, but it's in there. This thing's fighting me the entire way. So, appreciate everyone that stuck around to see. We'll air this thing up. Obviously, nailing the tire is not good. I gotta get something sharper because these side cutters are doing nothing. Doing nothing. Okay. I got a razor knife here. Hopefully that'll cut it. Cut this off with a razor knife, hopefully. Ah, what a rookie. What a rookie. You tire guys are probably cringing right now, just the way I put that plug in. This is not a do-it-yourself channel. Oh, we're gonna grind that plug down so it heats up a little. And hopefully it works its way in. Looks like brand new. All right, we'll put some air. We'll air it up to the proper pressure, and then watch the plug shoot out and hit the ceiling. All right, you guys ready for that? It'll be awesome. Yeah, the cat's ready for this. I can push against anything that doesn't fall over like this engine. That'd be nice. Thought the tire was leaking. It's my tire filler. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Tire plug's in. We got 52 people watching me do a tire plug. Yeah, 180 PSI. That'd be awesome. I once had, I'm talking when I first started out, I remember a lady coming in. Give you a hint. I was at the Oldsmobile dealer, if that tells you anything. This lady was probably somebody's grandmother. She came in for a tire rotation oil change. And the technician went to rotate the tires, took the tire off and let it, drop, because that, instead of going down with your back, they would just let it drop and go back and reach up. When he let it drop, the tire bounced back up in his hands like it was a basketball. He checked the tire pressure on it. It had 95 PSI of air in the tire. And when I spoke with the lady, she had taken it to the corner gas station because it was low on air, kept filling it up. Well, the gauge must not have been working, so that thing had max air pressure, and how it didn't explode, I have no idea, but that's a true story. Let me read some comments. Sad, ain't it? It is sad. That's what I get done when I can drive to the tire store. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, absolutely. The richest man would just a whole new set of tires. Chuckle, chuckle. Yeah, true. This car's got, I don't know how many miles are on it. I did buy it brand new last year. It's got between 5,000 and 10,000 miles, so probably 8,000 miles on this. Brand new tires. And I've been filling this tire up for the last month. Hopefully these 10-year-old tire plugs still have enough to do the job, but definitely holding air now. Worst case is I have to buy a brand new tire, which isn't the end of the world. I prefer not to, of course, but this is the first bolt that I've turned on this car ever. The first oil change, tire rotation, it's covered for 2 years. I had done at the dealership. I worked at the dealership for 26 years. I never had, this is the first time in my entire life that someone else has changed the oil in my car. I've never had that happen. I'm going to be 50 this year. Do you believe that? Got to back up a few comments. Oh, all right. I'm going to go back a few comments. It was been requested. So that's what I get done when I can drive to a tire. Oh, I read that already. Sometimes the basicest things can be the biggest planes. Yes, absolutely. You always plan for it to take, so much time, and it always takes triple that, right? Yeah, don't I know it? I stripped the splines on the light once and couldn't get it off. So therefore I couldn't change tire. Oh yeah, when it went flat. Guess what? I did. Yep. Tried plugging a tire with it mounted. Yeah, I've done that once on a car that was in the shop, hit it up on the lift, and then of course it's right by your face then. But the problem is when there's nothing for it to stop, like if you could lock the brakes, it'd probably be better. But when you try pushing the tire plug in, the tire wants to turn, and it's really a pain. It would be easier to just unbolt the wheel at that point. But, bro, what up? But it wouldn't go near as far as 200 years ago. Inflation. Ha! I like that. This is a joke, but if you're struggling with the tire plug, that Lamborghini has got a chance of seeing the road. Yeah, I agree. But I appreciate everyone being here, commenting and liking. We got 44 likes, and we're only into this 44 minutes. So I really appreciate that. And somebody sent a bejeweled, dazzled gift or something. I know that helps the channel. I really appreciate that. I've never had anyone give any type of those things or super chats or anything like that. So just the fact that it happened tonight, I will screenshot it and I will post it up. I appreciate that. There you go. BDL REIT sent 100. So those are more jewels. I appreciate that greatly. I got 3 of those tonight. That is crazy. That is awesome. I appreciate that. I'm going to put this wheel back on, then I'll take you for a tour of the Lambo that somebody had commented that it'll never be on the road, which it may not. Oh, you had an electric gauge turn on me mid-filling the tire. It turned back till connected to the valve, and then I started pumping. Well, if you got to unhook them, I pumped an extra 30 psi into it. Well, it'll give you a less rolling resistance. It increases your fuel mileage at the very least. Also wears the center of the tires, but we won't go there. All right, let's get this tire back on here, and we can call this project good to go. So I always torque my wheels too. We'll do that once I get the wheel on. If I can remember where I put the lug nuts on my toolbox. Of course I put them over here. Okay, I got a story for you. If you're still here, I know. I'm sorry, I haven't been manning the chat as well as I should, but I want to show you this. This right here is my Husky torque wrench. Let me tell you the story of my Husky torque wrench. So, I bought brand new Husky torque wrench in 1995. I had that until probably about 2006, 2008, somewhere in there. Maybe even later. Maybe it was 2012. Doesn't matter. I had it for about 15 years. It rolled off of my bench, my toolbox, and broke the handle on it. So I called Husky Tools, because at the time, Home Depot would not let you take the tools back there. You had to call the number. So I called Husky Tools. I said, hey, my torque wrench broke. I thought it was under warranty. So, and this is not sponsored, but I do want to give a shout out to companies that stand behind their products, because I'll tell you the rest of this. They said, okay, what's the number on it? I gave them the number on the torque wrench. I said, I'm sorry, it's been discontinued. Oh, okay, now what? They said, well, it just got replaced by one that is bigger and has a wider range. I'm like, okay. So, okay, I just need your address. They sent me a brand new torque wrench after I owned one for 15 years and it rolled off my bench and broke the handle. Wow, awesome. So I had that for another 10, 15 years. And then it started like hanging up. When you torque, it would like hang up and you have to pull back to get it to like come back, snap back into reality. Call them up again and say, hey, my torque wrench is doing this. Is it still under warranty? I said, give me the number. I gave them the model number. They said, yes, you have to take it to Home Depot. I said, oh, thank you, Ethan. Thank you very much for the $100. Yeah. At any rate, I took it to Home Depot and they replaced it. So this is the second replacement torque wrench for the torque wrench that I bought on sale for, say, 30 bucks in the 1990s from Husky. I have Husky brand sockets in my 1/4 inch. They've stood behind them every single time. Husky is owned by Stanley. They're great products. I wish they would sponsor me in my channel because I would tell everyone how good they are and how good they are to do business with and get warranty. I have snap-on tools. Anytime I broke them, never using the screwdriver as a pry bar. It says right on there, not a pry bar. And I would never do something like that. Anyways, it's such a pain to try to get snap-on tools and find a snap-on guy, and then they have to order it or some long excuse about getting tools warranty. Husky never gave me a problem getting them taken care of under warranty. So I'm a firm believer in Husky. Now, say what you will. Obviously, I think Snap-on would stand up the test of time for everyday abuse. Like when I was working in the shop, everyday abuse, of course, Snap-on, Mac. I got some Matco stuff. They all last a long time and are good heavy duty. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer at home and you want good quality tools that they stand behind, you can get a replacement right at your local Home Depot. This is not, I wish I was endorsed or I wish I was sponsored by them, but Husky Tools, brand tools, way, way good. I don't particularly care for their wrenches because how wide they are at the base. My son has some Husky wrenches. I'll show you them in a second on how they compare to my Snap-on. And he got some from Napa, the Napa Carlisle brand. If you're getting hand tools, Carlisle wrenches, those are really good. Those are, I highly recommend. Not sponsored by them either, although I would love to be, but I'm not sponsored by anyone. I don't have any sponsors actually. So let me torque this wheel and I'll go show you the rest of this. I'll show you, we'll do a little tour here. Since everyone's been hanging out with me, I appreciate, I'd love it if you put in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing and meeting people from around the world. I actually think that's a really cool part of the YouTube platform, is getting to meet people in real time. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers. Of course, the whole channel, I say, is our channel. I don't like take ownership. We just kind of hang out. I've met a lot of neat people on here. You know, there's some trolls, of course, all the time, but that's all right. I always feel like the trolls have something in terms of, you know, attention that they seek, or there's something wrong that they have to just hate on everything, and I kind of feel bad for them. Although I appreciate a good troll. So I had one commenter early on. He had, this is after my first YouTube channel got blown out of the water, shut down by YouTube because of some violation. I posted a link on somebody's video, and that's a violation. I didn't know it, and they got rid of my whole channel. I had to start all over. Anyways, to make a long story short, commenter had the username YouTube community violation with 2 like red symbols, like before and after, like red stop signs. And his comment was, this live stream is going to be shut down in 5 minutes and your channel deleted. And like, I looked at him like, what? I didn't even do anything that I could think of. And then I realized that somebody was trolling me, and I got a good laugh out of it. I thought it was kind of funny. So, hey, you're in Long Island? I'm on the other side of the state. I'm in Buffalo. I always say Buffalo, Niagara, because people around the world know Niagara Falls. People in the United States typically know Buffalo. So I always say I'm on the good side of the state, not New York City side of the state, but I digress. Missouri here. Missouri. Have I ever been to Missouri? I don't think I have been. I don't think I have been to Missouri. What would you recommend seeing in Missouri if I ever get a chance to tour the United States like I'd like to someday? Craftsman is cheap. Yeah, Chinese crap. Now, I have, you know, the old school Craftsman I thought was good. Harbor Freight, bang for the buck. Some of the stuff, their impact sockets and stuff, tough to beat. But my toolbox is Harbor Freight. I got rid of my Mac toolbox for a Harbor Freight one because they had it on sale for $400, and I sold my Mac toolbox for the same amount. But it was an old Mac slide drawer, not roller drawers, and the big drawers are on the bottom, the small drawers are on the top. It just was not a, it was 1970 edition, and by far this box and my son's box. This is my son's box here. I think the Harbor Freight toolboxes, for the money, I don't think you can beat them, quite honestly. I know they're Chinese junk, but I've had this one for about 10 years now, and it's held up, except the locks, the plastic locks. People don't know it has locks in the drawer. They just yank on the drawer and it busts the locks, and there's no replacements that I know of. So there's that. That's not fun necessarily. So let's torque this wheel so this car is done. Hopefully that tire plug stays in the tire and doesn't come out, because that would be a bad day. But this probably has a spare tire in it somewhere. I know it's overkill, but it's only 4 lug. There's no corrosion on it. I had one loosen up, torque down, always torque it, but I think the corrosion on the hub busted up and got it loose. Never want to have a loose tire. Never, never. So, okay, we got to put the wheel cover back on and call this show done. Okay. Let's get the wheel cover on, and I'll take you for a little tour around the shop. Show you what I'm talking about here. Since everyone's hung out, we've hung out for a while. I got 3 of those special things. Fair warning, I've given you forewarning, Chuckle. So yeah, Gateway Arch is Giant Portal. Oh, there you go. In Missouri, right? St. Louis. Yes, we did invent the chicken wings. Chicken wings were, quote unquote, invented as a bar snack at the Anchor Bar, which is in the city of Buffalo. Now they have a few franchises around. If you come to Buffalo, they have an Anchor Bar at the airport. But yes, Buffalo Wings, that's why. 1964, I think. Frank's Red Hot Sauce. From the restaurant near the State University of Buffalo. Yes, I did go to the UB also. It's not super, well, I wouldn't say it's super close to the State University of Buffalo in the grand scheme of the world it is, but not. What do you, I like jokes, thank you. All right, let me get this wheel cover on. Let's take you for a tour. You guys been hanging out. I appreciate that. I gotta put my little, now I got these fancy aftermarket wheel covers because I didn't like, if you think these are chintzy looking, you should have seen the factory Mitsubishi wheel covers. They were chintzy looking for sure. So, just picked up. You know, I'm not as limber as I used to be. That's just part of life. The valve stem cap back on, pick up some tools. Now let's do a shop tour quick, huh? Hopefully that keeps my tire pressure laid off. And hopefully that 10-year-old tire plug still has enough gumption to kind of become one with the tire. Because bear with me, walking around, and we're going to take a shop tour here. So if you stuck around for the shop tour, I appreciate you. Load up all these tools here on the toolbox. I'll put them away after we're done. Well, just so they're out of the way. Makes my toolbox look more messy, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me. That's just part of life these days. I have been working on keeping the garage more clean. So I know, I'm sorry I walked away and we're not doing much right now. So those of you that stuck out with me, thank you. Well, the wife's coming home. She's opening the garage door, so gonna lose the live stream now. Uh-oh. Hey, thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.